Howdy folks, and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another episode of Hearts of Iron 4 with the mighty Total War mode, and welcome back to our kind of historical campaign with the United Kingdom. So, having pushed back the Italians from North Africa, and of course from East Africa, I've decided to, let's say, try the impossible, and the impossible was to launch D-Day right after the liberation of Africa from the Axis presence. I thought that this was maybe the best way to do it, because on one hand Germany was bogged down in the Soviet Union, so I thought that maybe Germany would have just left a thin veil of troops manning western France. And the reason of why I did not go right after Italy, so following the historical path, that was just because, I mean, I know already how things went in real life. I mean, Italy is a very long and thin peninsula. It's incredibly difficult to push through Italy because of the mountainous terrain, and therefore I decided to go straight for France. To this purpose, I did not show it last episode, but I think I have to mention it. I have already begun, let's say, training specialized armored divisions, because my, let's say, standard infantry and motorized infantry divisions are fine, but to break through the German-held lines, I thought I might have needed the firepower of my heavy tanks, of my heavy self-propelled artillery, and of course of my mechanized units. And yeah, to this purpose, I began training 6 or 7 or 8, I don't recall now, armored divisions, and the armored divisions would have in turn would have become the ram with which I would have broken through the enemy lines in occupied France. And when I was sure to have at least enough infantry divisions and armored divisions ready, I launched my D-Day already in May 1942. Now, the first wave landed ashore relatively without problems, and only in the port of Cherbourg, I mean, quite understandably, the Germans did put up a massive resistance. Let's say I've brought down the speed of the game to level 3, and I began a massive, I think the most massive micromanagement operation I've ever done in all of my Hearts of Iron 4 videos, because I confess this was my very first D-Day attempt. I had no idea of how the AI would have reacted, but having seen that the AI actually did not have any reserve in western France, I thought maybe it's time to push straight for Paris. And holy crap, I mean, I liberated Paris already, I think it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks right after landing. And yeah, I mean, I was super excited about it. I was so excited that at some point I even forgot about bringing more reinforcements, so I decided, okay, maybe it's the case to bring in more troops. I did surround a few German divisions in Nantes and Brest, and it took me a while to realize that apparently by liberating Paris you liberate the whole of France. And I was not expecting that already to happen, but it happened, and this, I think, also sped up the, let's say, overall liberation of France. I did not really annihilate that many German troops in on the western coast of France, but let's say it was not bad to have trapped a bunch of garrisons and infantry divisions. And at that time, I mean, yeah, about time, I would say, by the time France was liberated, the German AI, I think, realized that it must have sent some troops on the Western Front to, let's say, in an attempt to slow down the further Allied advance. I confess I did not have enough troops to man the double front, so the German front and the Italian front. So I left the Italian front to the AI, because I was confident that the AI would just pour in troops to hold the line, while with my 48 infantry divisions and my 6, 7, 8 armored divisions, I was confident in having enough firepower to break through the Axis lines on my own in German territory. And with complete air superiority, I kind of achieved, let's say, a first level of breakthrough. By mistake, and I have to say, by mistake, I was kind of rushing my tanks and motorized units forward in an attempt to do like an Operation Market Garden again in 1942, but things got, let's say, bogged down very quickly because of supplies. And yeah, it was my mistake. Instead of going for the enemy railways and the enemy supply depot, I just went randomly deep into Belgium, and with the idea of liberating Holland as well. And when I realized that my troops were stuck, I was like, okay, then let's remove my 4th army, the one with tanks and a few motorized infantry, from the front line, and let's just manually attack to enlarge, I would say, the salient in Belgium, and try to get as many railway depots as possible, and as far as railway lines as well. And yeah, also by exploiting a bit the weaknesses of the AI, I kind of succeeded in my objective. I nearly reached, I think it was Amsterdam in Holland, but then I had again to stop to let the supplies reach again my frontline troops. And at that point, during this moment of break and pause, the German AI massively responded to my invasion, to the point that I had to halt my spearhead and I had to begin pushing from the south, from the southeast, to reach as many German depots as possible. And yeah, so with the partial liberation of Belgium and my kind of failed Operation Market Garden, I was quite, let's say, satisfied by the performance of my allied divisions. And of course, the immediate success in Western France and Belgium and Netherlands paved the way for the next phase of the operation, which was, as you can imagine, the battle for Germany. But, spoiler alert, this is something that you will enjoy in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Stay tuned for more. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.